Hey guys, before we get to the video, a just quick thank you to the previous super thankers of the Sonic 2 hidden level video. Man, that was awesome to watch, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Thank you very much to Lauren, Fox Eye Valkyrie, Barry Thick, Backyard TARDIS, and Evan for your super thanks in the comments. Those go tremendously far in world domination of becoming the greatest super thank channel on YouTube. We are also just 12 subscribers away from 27,000. So if you guys are new, make sure you hit the subscribe button so we can cross that barrier and grow our little fun, little retro watching community together. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. This video has a different tone than the previous video games are not fun anymore video. So I appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. I think you guys will really dig my commentary on it. Thanks for being here, guys. Now let's get on to the video. Okay, now. Hi, I'm Craig. You may recognize me as Stuttering Craig from way back in the old internet days. Thank you so much for joining me and finding me. If you are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I look back on classic internet videos and take you with this sweet, sweet swath of nostalgia as we watch videos from the yesterday. But today I'm looking at something totally different. We're looking at a video called Video Games Aren't Fun Anymore. I retired from making videos about video games, at least actively producing videos about video games. I will stream occasionally on Saturday nights over on Twitch if you want to find me over there. But for the most part, I fell out of love with video games. I found that they weren't very fun. I actually looked at another video very similar to this recently. If you'd like to check that out, I encourage you to. It had a very melodramatic feel to it, and it talked a lot about nostalgia and memories attached to video games. I'll be interested to take a look at this video as it has nearly 900,000 views at the time of the recording of this. And I encourage you to go check out the creator's channel, which I'll talk about at the tail end of this. Once again, hit the subscribe button. If I get to 50,000 subscriptions, I will add an additional day of content creation, which right now I'm just doing this part-time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If we get to 50,000, I'll add a day to the week, and we'll continue to grow and as we go together. So subscribe, it's great. And thumbs up are good. Let's get into this video. Let's check it out. Video games aren't fun anymore is what this is called. We're just going to play through, and I'll provide my insight as you usually do, as we go through and give you my thought process.
Video games aren't fun anymore. It's a topic I've seen floated around a lot on the internet in recent years, and even more so since the world shut down.
Wow. There's a lot of videos for me to go back and look at, huh?
With more time to spend on playing video games than ever before, some people are coming to realize that they don't enjoy playing video games anymore. It's a scary thing to come to terms with, accepting that a hobby you've enjoyed for as long as you can remember suddenly doesn't entertain you anymore. I
think this may be something that's kind of too much of a good thing. Could potentially be a situation here. Or the game just got boring.
A lot of people, it's even more disheartening because they've come to this realization after just managing to get the console or setup of their dreams. Things they strived for years ago are finally tangible and right in front of them, but they just don't have the drive or want to actually do and experience those things.
That's the PlayStation 5. That's the only reason why I know is because it says right here. I do not own a PlayStation 5. My final console was a PlayStation console, was a PlayStation 4. So yes, okay, let's keep going.
These are things I had to come to terms with throughout the last 2 years. Now,
video games have gotten too good.
Strixo, isn't it a bad idea to try and make a career out of making videos online about video games when you don't enjoy playing them anymore? Yeah, I'd agree. Not exactly the best decision. So
listen, I relate to Strixo here. I absolutely relate to Strixo, which is why, once again, I have another job right now. I can't wait to tell you guys about it when I can. But Strixo and I are one and the same at this point.
Let me explain a bit. I've been playing video games for as long as I can remember. I can remember the first time I held a controller in my hands vividly. The sheer size of the Duke, way too massive for me at the time, but all that was just background noise in my head compared to the fresh sights and sounds of what is now my second favorite entry in my favorite franchise ever.
All right, that puts a little date on things when his first video game controller was the Duke, which was just a giant piece of plastic in your hand. Put in perspective, mine was the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Gaming during this time period was limitless. I had no concept of developer or hardware restrictions, the limits of pre-generated responses from NPCs or content in the game to consume. Halo was an infinite universe to create in and experience. Spyro had no end to the amount of dragons I could rescue. Hell, I can remember using an action replay in Pokemon Platinum, using the walk through walls cheat and accidentally finding Shaman at the end of this long path of flowers. Now, obviously, I grew out of this mindset eventually, especially after reading a bunch of magazines that delved into the specifics of games and interviewed developers on what they thought about their projects.
There you go. With knowledge comes sadness. That's really what it came down to. I got so interested in my hobby that I learned about it, and upon learning about it, it made me jaded. That's what happened right here. I'm gonna turn this down. I feel like it's just a little hot.
Thank you, Game Informer. But my love for gaming never subsided. I moved on from consoles after getting my first computer, and in 2016, I managed to save up enough money to buy the hardware of my dreams.
Bam!
With this, I could run any game on the market, and I used it to run a lot of games. Come early 2021, it was time for me to upgrade, and after managing to walk into a Best Buy and just randomly come across a 3090 that I wasn't even looking to buy at the time, I knew it was time to go all out. I managed to get a 5950X, the best motherboard I could buy at the time, and some sick RAM. There were no compromises to this system. Besides,
what was the game that you saw that you thought, wow, I need an advanced graphics card for that with your PC? Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're making graphics like that now on a console, on a home system. For me, the first game I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, was Final Fantasy VII. I remember seeing that and being like, I can't believe that exists. That is so, like, how is that? It's like real. Oh my gosh.
as a fans, I was running out of money. I built the computer, ran some benchmarks, and then didn't play any games. At first, I assumed I was just unmotivated, or maybe even burnt out. But over time, I came to realize that I just wasn't enjoying games anymore. I got scared that I spent all this money on a hobby I wasn't interested in anymore. Scared that the YouTube channel I wanted to start was already dead in the water. Scared that I'd be giving up a huge part of what formed my online identity. I calmed myself down and I took a step back. It makes sense that I'd start feeling this way about gaming. Doing pretty much anything every day for long enough would ultimately become mundane and boring.
Bingo! Okay, let's dive into this. We have people who are streaming on Twitch every day. They're making videos on YouTube every day. It is their job to create every single day, built around a hobby that they do every single day. I am surprised we haven't got to a point with content creation to where you can't do this on YouTube because it's just not how the system works, how the algorithm works. But it'd be amazing if you can get to the point to where content creators can roll in seasonal content. That way, it gives them an opportunity to refresh. But the reality is that will never happen because it's not incentivized on YouTube. If you take 3 months off, guess what? Your channel is dead, and there's not even an opportunity to be successful. So it's crazy to hear. I mean, he's right on the money. You know, when you do something every single day, it's gonna get boring. Look, I don't care if you're playing video games, playing soccer, or at your job, whatever. If you do something every single day, it's gonna run the risk of getting bored really quick.
So I asked myself, what can I do to have fun with playing games again? For a while, I was stumped. But during my time, I decided to just take a break and work on my Ultra Kill video. And while that was technically still gaming, it was mostly for work, and I could take the time to figure out what I wanted to really do about my problem. What I found is that as I was taking a break from playing games for the most part, my desire to play them started rising again. But once I actually managed to get into a game and started playing, my desire to continue playing them would immediately fall, and I'd get off of it within 30 minutes. What I came to realize is that I had no variety in what I was playing. I would get on my computer and boot up the same FPS games, or just open up Minecraft, which I've been playing for years as well. I decided to actually take the time and figure out other genres of games I could play, and I've never been happier for it. I realized that what I was experiencing overall wasn't me not finding games fun anymore, I just wasn't finding FPS games as interesting.
Bam! There it is. Variety is the spice of life, kids. I love where this is going so far, and I think there's a lot of merit to what he's saying. You got to spice it up.
2021, I decided to take the effort to branch out into different video games. And what I learned was that I still enjoyed playing video games. I just needed a breath of fresh air. I played games like Forza Horizon, Monster Hunter, Ghost Runner, spent some time on Spyro, replayed Sonic Generations, Sonic Unleashed, Cities Skylines, Dark Souls, Demon Souls. All of these games made me appreciate just playing games in general, and reignited my love for the hobby. This peaked when Halo Infinite was released.
This is honestly really cool to see him realizing this, and I'll be interested to see if the title, this video games aren't fun anymore, how that changes towards the end, because I think it's a great title to a video. It obviously has a lot of people watching it, and I'm sure that a lot of people especially a lot of creators online, feel trapped by the games they play. I was actually going to do a video about how you should never create a channel or a series around one specific game. That was actually a video I was planning on doing later down the line, because I can give you a laundry list of creators who have gone down that rabbit hole, tied themselves to the Call of Duty train or the Halo train or the Fortnite train, seen very little success or seen a lot of success when the game dies, or there's a new generation of or a new chapter of the game or a new version of the game is released. Then so does their channel. Their channel dies. I can think of one creator in particular who has over 2 million subscribers, but struggles to get 2,000 views on a video right now after having 2 million subscribers. So anyways, continue.
For 6 years, I waited for a follow-up to Halo 5. I watched any lore video I could come across, scoured Reddit posts and Twitter threads that discussed what would happen in this game, and tried keeping up with the game as much as I possibly could. I've already talked about Halo a lot on my channel, so keep my bias in mind, but this game gave me hope for new releases.
Hope.
Did I have issues with Halo Infinite's campaign? Of course, but how good the gameplay was kept me from noticing them as much as I could have. It had been years since I had the feeling of pure joy and excitement.
I've not played this. Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Infinite on release day, and it was then that I realized that my love for gaming was back the same as it was back then. And what it took was for me to step outside of my comfort zone and try things I would have never thought of. My plan
Good for you, Striko.
is to continue to play games I wouldn't have ever considered before, and I hope that I can convince other people out there to do the same. For the people who came to this video,
I don't even know what game that was. That looked awesome. What the hell was this? This is great. Something. Oh, that's Final Fantasy. That looks cool as shit.
Ever considered
Holy
before.
crap.
I hope that I can convince other people out there to do the same.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
For the people who came to this video looking for a solution, I'm sorry to say I don't have one. I know
I
that
do.
out of a thing you loved for so long is
Stop
tough.
playing the same thing over and over again.
Yourself could look at everything around you and scream about how you're not taking advantage of it is frustrating to know. But it's okay to not want to play video games anymore. No one's forcing you to do so, and I hope that whatever you're doing now can find you some sense of enjoyment.
Oh man, I'm about to see. Okay, sorry. Oh wow, sneezing. Real time action. I hope that people don't ever feel like they have to play video games. And if that's the case, man, let me be very clear. I'm gonna follow Striko here. You don't have to play video games. You can do something else. And if you're tired of playing one game, you can move on to a totally different section of games. It's fast.
If you still want to play games, but don't find yourself interested, all I can do is give you advice that worked for me. Step 1 is to just take a break. I know this sounds a bit sarcastic, but picking up new hobbies or even just engaging in different forms of entertainment can be fun and exciting. When I first picked up watching...
What? I'm shocked that these things need to be said. I'm absolutely fascinated.
Anime and films, I was almost overwhelmed by the sheer amount of options I had for things people considered timeless classics. Admittedly, I burned through a lot of the list, but I came out the other side with amazing experiences. I mean, have you seen Mob Psycho? This shit goes crazy. After you take a break, branch out. Play games you would have never considered before. Try new experiences.
This is amazing.
All it can take is a fresh spin on a gameplay loop you've experienced 1,000 times over. I appreciate it if you made it to the end of this video. I know this entire thing was a little different from what I usually upload, but I wanted to give an opinion on a topic I've seen recommended to me recently with a positive outcome. Consider clicking on...
Okay, there it is. There's Striko right there. Go find his channel. Make sure you subscribe to him. Really appreciate him letting me take a look at his video here. I'll say this. I really appreciate the about face of the title of this video. The idea of turning it around and saying, like, look, video games aren't necessarily fun if you play them continuously over and over and over again. You don't need to do that every single day all the time. Anything you do causes repetition, will cause you to get bored of it. Whether it's working out. People like, I have a friend who is a competitive bodybuilder. He gets tired of eating. He gets tired of eating food, man. How can you get tired of that? Well, of course you can get tired of eating food, because when you have to do it every few hours and you're eating the same thing over and over again, well, of course you're going to get tired of it. But I really appreciate that thought process. And when you get tired, the beautiful thing about video games is that there are literally thousands of them released every single year. Thousands of them. And there's so much out there. So many genres that you can actually just pick whatever you want. If you like your action RPGs, you can go play a little puzzle platformer if that's a thing. Or you can go play your Minecraft open world game. Or you can go play a card game. I don't know. There's so much to do. And that's what makes video games fun in the grand scheme of things. Now, going back to what I said before, do I really enjoy modern games? Not really. I've gotten a lot of video game playing in my days, and I reached a point to where I have other things that I like to be doing with my time, whether it's outside, whether it's spending time with my kids, playing basketball, or every once in a while I'll pop in Apex Legends and still play that. I still very much enjoy it. But for me, what I do on a day-to-day basis is about bringing a community together. And I know there's a lot more people out there that think like I do, that have loved games, that still love games, but enjoy being a part of a community. And that's what we're doing here. So I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, and so you get notified every time I produce something. I produce videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I appreciate you guys being here. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out and go watch more videos over here. We'll see you guys next time. Remember, people are going to try to bring you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys later. Bye-bye.